Hey, welcome to I'm Refocus Radio. We are here once again, and man, we have Tulani in the building. It's number one, true pleasure to have you here today. You know, you and your husband just got off the airplane from the airport, and y'all came to the studio. So, first and foremost, how are you doing today?
Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me on your show. And doing well. Just got off the airplane, but I'm glad this is my first stop.
I met you years ago at the Tobin Center.
Yeah.
We had the opportunity to just kind of see everything you've been doing. I mean, tell us a little bit for the audience, a little bit about your music history, because we know you play the harp, but we know that you're doing amazing big things.
Well, thank you. Well, I'm a singer, harpist, and songwriter. And I had the wonderful opportunity when I met you to come out here and perform at the Tobin Center and open up for Chaka Khan. And that was just a dream come true for me because, you know, I grew up looking up to Chaka Khan. So that opportunity was just
true legend.
Like, you're right, a true legend. So I was just amazing, just an amazing experience just to have that experience. And then since then, I've just been doing a lot of performing at different festivals and traveling and doing shows. And so it's
traveling with her husband, because your husband is your manager, right?
Yes,
is that right?
Yes.
Now, kind of give our audience a little backstory in that. How did that all come about for him becoming your manager and basically y'all being partners?
Well, actually, he's a renowned producer and songwriter, and that's how we actually met. Mm-hmm. So we started working together just on the music part, the creative side. And then he just happens to also be great at business too.
And that's
so
important.
He handles that part as well. So
that's important. Kind of touch on the business point, because as an artist, you're kind of wearing all these different kind of hats. You got to market, so you got to book things. You got to manage the invoices and deal with your fans. So what does it look like for you and your husband when you're day to day going with all these changes with the music industry and also just marketing yourself?
You know, the wonderful thing I'm grateful for is that I do something I love to do. Mm-hmm. And of course, you know, when you do something you love to do, there are parts of you may not be your favorite part of what you do.
True.
Because for me, being on the stage is my favorite part of being an artist, and then also being in a studio as well. But then handling some of the other stuff, you try to knock out the business first, and then, you know, because when you're in a creative space, you have to kind of like, for us at least, when we're in a creative space, we like to not be thinking about a million other things or distractions from what we're focusing on in that moment. So we could be true to the art, at least just for us. That's how we work best. So we'll handle that first. And plus, a lot of times, for us, we're more creative later in the day.
True.
So, you know, you handle the business in the morning, and then later in the day, start getting to the studio, and then you just get the creative juices start moving.
And that's good flowing for our audience to know, because, you know, a lot of people, they don't understand the music business, you know, and in itself is already tricky. And if you're not careful, you can get burnt out. So as an artist, how you keep yourself focused to where, you know, like you kind of said moments ago, you focus on the creative aspect and loving the moment versus being burnt out, or possibly being burnt out on the day-to-day grind, trying to get yourself out there and getting paid and all that good stuff. So how you keep yourself focused to where you're not getting into that situation where you're burning out?
You know what, this is interesting, because it's the creative part that is that battery that re-energizes, because it's just such a, when you tap into that in that moment, it doesn't eradicate all of what other stress might be going on, but completely, but just within that moment, you kind of almost like escapism when you're in that moment, because you literally are just so in it, and it's feeding your soul. And that's what that's the music in a way inspires us to want to inspire, because it's giving us those feelings of like, okay, like almost like a woosah, an exhale, like, okay, right. Think about this right now, because this right here is the chord progressions of the song, or the words that are coming, the lyrics that are coming, just do that within itself. So.
Man, you listen to Refocus Radio. We had the one and only Tulani in the studio. And like I said, you and your husband came straight from the airport and studio because you have a big event tomorrow.
Yes.
So what brought you here to San Antonio? What's going on? And kind of give the audience a little bit of snapshot we can be doing tomorrow.
Sure. First of all, I'm so glad to be back in San Antonio. Love it here. One of my favorite places. So I'm glad to be back. We have a show tomorrow at the Rock Box. And I'm really excited about this. It's going to be fun. My band is going to be flying in later tonight. So we're going to do a whole show. And
see, you're so humble because like you're doing big things. Oh, I mean, I print out your bio. I mean, you have so many things underneath your belt. You met so many big people in the industry. I mean, I don't have time to go through every little list, but kind of give the audience, brag about yourself a little bit. What's some of the highlights? What's some of the highlights that you been able to experience as an artist? Like, who have you been able to meet? And you, I mean, I'm reading here, you perform on ABC, CBS, and that's not even doing justice. I'll stop right there and let you have the floor. Kind of give us some highlights of some of the most amazing moments you experienced so far.
Wow. A few of them, doing One Music Fest and being able to be on the same stage as like artists that I admire and look up to, like Erykah Badu and Jill Scott, and I think Outkast actually performed that year. So it was like, what? You know, I'm just.
What goes through your mind when you get to be in that same area with those icons?
First of all, you pinch yourself like, is this real? Is this really happening right now? Oh my God. Just like, it's unreal. It really is. Like people who I look up to and who have inspired me to be able to share the same stage as them was like incredible. It was just priceless.
In those moments, are you able to have small dialogue with them, or is it strictly like, we're here to work and bye-bye, see you later?
Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you don't even see the artist. That at One Music Fest, I got to meet Andra, and she was so sweet. Oh my God. She is so sweet and beautiful. She's so beautiful. Oh my God. That's cool. And she was just like so encouraging and sweet. So that was amazing.
And as far as like networking in the industry, have you been able to, you and your husband, see doors open because you start to be associated with, you know, hey, I performed, you know, right before so-and-so, and I was standing next to so-and-so. How does the networking play when you're meeting new people?
Yes, it does. It's twofold. It's kind of like your resume or your bio, like of where you have performed. And then it's also just being at being there, performing. Just being on stage is like, to me, that's like I love just being able to hit the stage because I love performing. And also it opens other doors because you also never know who's in the audience. And sometimes it's somebody that was in the audience that saw the show and then they connect you with somebody else and you get another show and another. So it's kind of like a domino effect. Mm-hmm. And so it's a great way to get connections and have doors opened.
Those who are trying to make a name for themselves, I mean, you're doing it. Like, you're not even trying, you're doing it.
Thank you.
You pass the stage of trying. So what would you say to someone out there who will see this or hear this episode? Things that you learned along the way that help you have the mindset now that you didn't have when you first started?
When I first started, it was just about accomplish the goal immediately instantaneously, like, just like that. Okay, so today I decide that this is what I want to do. So tomorrow it's going to happen. Doesn't work out that way. Most of the time.
Take notes.
Most of the time, it doesn't. But it's great because it's like, it's the journey, because there's so much I've learned. And experience is the greatest teacher, of course. And so being able to just learn my bumps and bruises along the way, like, okay, that worked, that didn't work. From a business standpoint, also from a performance standpoint, also from a recording standpoint, it's just growth and growing and evolving. And it's a hard thing to have patience. But to be able to have the patience to know that, okay, just keep going. And then also perseverance to, like, sometimes you're going to get no's. I've had doors shut in my face. Like, nope, not going to happen. And sometimes you want to give up. And it's so, like, we as artists, we're creatives, and you're so passionate about what you do. It is so a part of who you are that when somebody's like says no to your art, it's like you take it personal because it's you. It's literally an extension of who you are. So it hurts, but you just keep going, keep persevering. Always, like, keep your eyes on that prize, keep your mind on what it is that you know that you were put on this earth to do. And for every no, there's going to eventually be a yes. So focus on the positives, and don't let the negatives make you feel defeated. And always be a student, I would say, is the best part. The learning part is so fun. Learning, studying, for me, like studying artists from the ones that have the trailblazers, who have paved the way. And, studying and just getting better and learning my craft and, just always wanting to evolve.
You make it sound so easy.
Oh, no.
but I know. I know it's not. But I feel like, because I talk to a lot of, people who do great things. I'm fortunate to be able to be in that position to have access to minds of greatness like yourself. And I'm not blowing smoke. I'm keeping it 100. When you reach a certain level in your career, you now have a platform where you can do what you're doing now. You're giving back to people who have these dreams, right? And you're in the middle of living your own. You mentioned about, like, basically, like, don't give up, keep moving, keep pushing. But you also are developing different skill sets too, professionally. So how does that kind of help a artist stand out from the rest? Like the noise, the static, if you will.
Right. We have this, he hates when I call him out, but I'm going to do it. Gino. He always says, find your own voice. And deeper than just, like, of course, from a standpoint of singing, find your own sound, but also just who you are. Who are you and who you are? Find your own self. Like, who are you? And that actually is, oddly, can be hard to find yourself within your art. Like, especially when you, like, love so many different artists that you love. So, you love music and you're so influenced. And so, right. And the pressure of what people will tell you to do. Like, I've heard you shouldn't play the harp. I've heard that. That won't work. The harp and the singing.
Oh, I think they stopped saying that, right? They kind of stopped saying that.
Yeah, fine. I mean, finally, but for the like, was just always like, I don't know if this is gonna work. Pick one or the other.
Wow.
And or I don't know about you doing this. I don't, like, it was just a lot of, like, I don't know if that's gonna work.
Until they see you performing everywhere.
And then
they're like, you know what? It's working.
Well, it's just, it's like, you're going to get that. And then, which is just, even when you're doing something outside of the box or different, you're going to sometimes face opposition on, like, that's not going to work. How are you going to do that? Whatever it is that you're thinking. But whatever, we all have something unique about us. every human being has something that makes them who they are, that stands apart from everybody else. And my advice would be to be true to that, even if you have people who are saying that won't work. Be true to that, because that's your footprint or your imprint. That's who you are. And that's what you bring to the world, which is needed because we're like a big puzzle and everybody is a piece. And we need everybody's piece to create this puzzle that is called humanity and life. So just
sound like you've been working. That sounds like a lot of wisdom right there, because you've been working. By the way, this on Refocus Radio, talking to artist Tulani here in San Antonio. You got a big performance tomorrow. You have a new year. We all have a new year, technically. Right. 2023 is still fresh.
Right.
When you set out to make things go in motion for your goals and stuff, how do you tackle, as far as like your routine, your mindset? How do you go about trying to tackle your new goals? Because we always hear new year, new me. It never really works. But when you have that commitment, right, to go to the next level,
exactly,
what's some of the secret sauce with you that you try to continue to press to move forward?
Yeah, I do agree with you. Like you have like these resolutions, like this year I'm gonna, work out every single day, 3 times a day. Yeah. And then it's like ends up being 3 times the whole year. So yeah, so I definitely have retired the whole notion of resolutions. But what I find exciting about every new year, it's like it re-energizes me. So it's like, okay, beginning of the top of the year. Oh my gosh, it's the top of the year. So like what are we going to do always? And the same thing with my husband. It's like both of us were like, okay, we get really like re-energized. So we had our fun. We had a fun of the holidays. We had a good time. Christmas. We had a good time. All right, now it's the beginning of the year. We're going to just hit the ground running. Mm-hmm. And that is it's I guess less of a resolution and just more of like a mentality, like you were saying. It's just being aware and being so motivated. And it also, for me, it's always like, okay, last year went by really fast because it's the new year again. So now every day, I have to treat every day like, oh my gosh, like this is almost like this is the last day. Like, it's going to go fast.
Don't let this opportunity slip.
Don't let this slip. Like there's no time for, there's no time to just, sit around and think that something's going to come to me. Go, and it's like so I always love the beginning of the year now because it's like, okay, we're going to push. I'm going to push even harder than I did the previous years.
And when you travel, has there been any certain cities? I mean, we know San Antonio.
Well, okay, now San Antonio, that y'all up the top of the list.
But has there been certain cities that really just inspire you? Like, I don't know, like, is there a certain feeling if you get to a certain city, it's like, man, like last time I came here, it was crazy outside San Antonio, but is there like...
It's San Antonio, of course, at the top of the list. And you mean like just visiting or like when I go...
The vibe, the
energy
culture,
of the culture.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I have to shout out New York because my husband's from New York. Mm-hmm. Shout out New York. And I mean, of course, New York gives you that energy, especially as a creative, because, I mean, it's like literally like the mecca of creativity. But I would also say, even from a performing standpoint, last year I had a few opportunities to perform in San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
nice.
And it was just really, I don't know, it's some kind of energy there that I just really connected with, and performing there and just the energy from the audience. It was like,
because I'm looking at your resume. You got a very impressive, resume of places you've been able to perform. If you had someone watch this or listen to this and you could perform anywhere in the world, where would you want to put on your bucket list to perform at and why?
Wow.
Like someone's about to call you up, call your husband and say, hey, we need you.
Does it have to be one?
Well, a few.
Pick a couple. Africa.
Okay.
That's number one. Two, I've never performed in Africa, and I would love, I haven't performed anywhere in Africa at all. Mm-hmm. And that would just be, I can imagine, I've heard that it's like such a, culturally, it's just like a spiritual experience, just to even just be there. So I can't even imagine that plus performing there would just be top of my list. I will also say, where else? Japan, because I've been there before and I really loved it there. Like it was just one of those things too, like an energy there that was like, okay, now if I went back there and performed, I would absolutely love that. Where else would I want to perform? I mean, there's so many places, but I put those two at the top. Okay. And I would say even like, from a performing standpoint, I would say the UK, because they're so like open to like things that are different and unique and out the box musically. So
that's cool, man. That's cool. So, and I can keep you too long, but another question I always like to ask music artists is, if someone was to book you for a session or call you for a project, and anybody was for game to collab with, who would you want to collab with and why? I don't mean put you in a hot seat.
Oh, so many. When you're talking about from different reasons for different people, from like an inspiration, legend, first song I ever learned to play and sing on the harp was If It's Magic, Stevie Wonder, the great Dorothy Ashby, who's my favorite harpist, played on that. So to be able to collab with Stevie Wonder would be great. That would be fun right there. That would be incredible. I would also say Bruno Mars, because just genius, showman and
I don't think
songwriter.
I think everything he's released has been a hit. So
crazy, right?
I can't think of one song that wasn't a hit. So
right, all of them amazing. And then one of my favorite, like who truly inspires me so much, and just I loved her even before I ever wanted to even become an artist or a singer, is Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
Yes, like deeply.
That's a nice variety.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill, just listening to that Miseducation album was made me want to experience what she was talking about, because it was like, wow, she spoke to my soul, and she spoke to my I just connected with her, and before I ever wanted to be an artist or anything, it was her, just her and her music and she just put her heart out, her entire heart out on that Miseducation album.
Man, that's good stuff, man. Once again, listen, on Refocus Radio, man, we're talking to the one and only music artist, Tulani. Tell us again, to our listening audience, where are you going to be tomorrow? How can they get access to go?
Okay.
And if there's any up and coming news in the future that you want to share.
Okay. So I'm performing tomorrow at the Rock Box, and to get information, you can go to all my social media. It's all up on my social media. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything is I Am Tulani. So it's just IAM TULANI. I Am Tulani. Also, my website is iamtulani.com, which it's up there as well. And you can get all the information, the ticket information, and all of that there. And come check it out. I'm going to be debuting some new songs.
There you go.
That are going to be, because what I've been working on outside of shows is my album. So we're still working on it. But
well, here's your chance right here, right now, to talk to the San Antonio listening audience. If you wanted to give a message to them before they go support you tomorrow, what do you want to tell everyone here in the city?
I want to tell to people here in San Antonio, first of all, I love it here. Absolutely love it, San Antonio. So I'm so excited to be back here. And if I can say anything to you, it's tomorrow, come on out. Forget about all your stress, all your worries, whatever's going on, whatever you've been through this week. I want you to just come into that and have a good time. You'll be able to not have to think about, stressful things, just a fun time. Bring your dancing shoes, we're going to party and just have a really good time and let you know that the show tomorrow is about you. I'm hitting the stage for every single person that's going to be in that audience. And I'm going to give everything I have inside of me to make sure that you have a good time. So come on out and have a good time.
That's Tulani, man. You want to follow her. If someone wants to follow you, how can they follow you on social media?
Sure. On social media, Instagram, all of that, it's IAMTULANI. That's IAMTULANI. I am Tulani.
Well, you heard it here first. Here, right here. I mean, she came right off. Her husband came right off the airplane, drove. I don't know. Did y'all drive? Y'all got Uber? Okay, they took an Uber too.
Are literally right across the airport. Yeah. I was like, wow, like we could have walked.
She took Uber here to the studio. Man, appreciate y'all time because y'all didn't have to do that. So I appreciate that. And y'all go support her, support what she's doing. Big things happening. We out.